So it looks like my cabin is in one of these middle aisleways here. There it is. 13135. The door opens outward. That's unusual. Okay, welcome to cabin 13135. Interior cabin with a virtual balcony. Before I mess up the cabin, let's at least photograph what it looks like here. I have one of these cards that you're supposed to use in order to keep the lights on, but they put a card in there for you, so you don't have to worry about that. It's one of those tricks they do in foreign hotels, where when you leave the room and you take your room key, the lights and the power all turn off in the room. So the bed is positioned here against the wall. There are little stands on each side, and in a minute I'll go get a little closer to them. There appear to be outlets. Well, nope, there's an outlet on this side. And then there's a phone on this side here. Here's the television. I imagine it swings out, but the tea kettle's in the way there. Yeah, so it looks like it comes out a little bit so it can be seen from the bed, not a lot. Yeah, I don't see a way to extend it out any more than that. And I mentioned the tea kettle when it was in the way. Second cruise in a row I've been on that had a tea kettle in it. I was on Serenade of the Seas about 3 months ago. It had a tea kettle too, and before that I had never seen a tea kettle on any Royal Caribbean ship. So that's interesting. It must have something to do with the itineraries that these ships normally sail. I'm going out of Los Angeles on this cruise, but Quantum typically was built for the Asian market. I think tea's a lot more popular there. Down here we have a refrigerator, and there's even a keypad on it. I wonder if that's here in case you have kids or something and you want to lock them out of the mini fridge. There are 4 drawers, room service menus, I asked for some distilled water and a cord, and room steward has already taken care of that. Over here, a very small mini safe. That's certainly not big enough to fit a laptop in. It's also not very deep. It probably will be okay. I've never had a problem on a cruise with my laptop anyway. There are some hangers there, and another, don't want to call it a shelf, another hanging bar of some kind that you can put stuff on. Some box shelves there, and a couple of more drawers. And then, oh, I missed these. Let's walk over here. There's shelves above the bed. This is kind of cool. Really large up here. That's probably 18 inches deep. And it extends for the width of the cabin. So that's a heck of a lot of storage right there. Well, that's nice. Go inside the bathroom and take a look. And then we'll try to figure out how to get the virtual balcony to show us what it looks like outside. And here's the bathroom. What a beautiful shower for a cruise ship. Glass doors, and not the frosted glass. A lot of cruise ships have the frosted glass where the doors kind of fold in halfway. See, it's hard to get a good perspective here. But yeah, that is a big shower for a cruise ship. A bar you can put your foot on. Boy, that's really nice. I like that. Counter space here. Bar of soap. More counter space underneath. And then some shelves for toiletries over here. And that's a look inside the bathroom. Cabin number 13135. So I'm excited to check out the virtual balcony here. I've seen lots of videos of people that show the virtual balcony, but I've never seen one that shows how to work it. And quite honestly, I'm not sure how to do it. So I found this remote. Well, this is not the television remote. It was next to the television remote. And I know that it's the right one because if I press the power, there you go. See, it boots up. You see the splash screen for sharp. And then it will come back up to the picture that it was when I first walked in the room. But the picture's really washed out. Let me move this chair here. Hoping that shows, but you can see the cars driving there through the parking lot. So that is the view outside the ship, but it's really washed out, really difficult to see. And then this remote has channels, and as I understand it, there are different views you can have on the virtual balcony, but it doesn't seem to change. So I'm not sure yet exactly how to work this thing. As far as the virtual balcony goes, definitely tall. In fact, I'm 6'2" and it's taller than me. So maybe 6.5 feet tall. It's not as wide as I expected it would be. I thought it would be as wide as like a sliding door on a regular balcony cabin. This seems to be only about half that. Maybe 4.5 feet across, something like that. Here, let me put the chair back just for perspective on how wide it is. There you go. So this is a basic cabin chair. You can see that's it for how wide it is. But I'm still excited for it. I just want to get it working. Fortunately, not too much later, my cabin steward stopped by for the orientation meet and greet.
Do you have any request for me, Sir Dan?
So I don't understand the
virtual TV.
So I use the remote, but it doesn't look like you can see very well. Here, let me move the chair.
Because the it's foggy outside. I didn't check outside.
It's sunny outside.
It's really?
Yeah. Is that the way? Because I don't think that's the way it's supposed to look, is it?
Yeah.
That's funny that you don't even know if it's sunny or foggy because you never go up there and look.
Yeah.
So. Actually, here's what it looked like outside. It's a testament to how much and how hard these guys work that he didn't even get a chance to go up on deck and see what the weather's like.
But this one is they take the other side, the ocean.
Yeah, but it doesn't look right to me. Like, is that how it's supposed to look?
Let me check in the other virtual TV. It's same thing. If not the same, if your TV only, I will call maintenance to check this one.
And then what do these channel buttons do? Anything? Nothing.
No, nothing.
Oh, well, now what's it doing? You did something.
Nothing. No, this one is like the example when we reset this one.
I see.
Remember the TV they have up buttons, lower bottom, right and side. That is only the.
Okay, I thought maybe there was different cameras and you could switch.
I will check to the other TV. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for you then. All right. So he went to check the cabin across the hall, and it looks the same. So maybe this will change later. I don't know. Maybe the camera's pointed into the sun or something like that. But this is kind of disappointing so far. Well, now we're at sea. Outside, the sun is setting kind of behind Catalina Island. I was watching it from up in the solarium. Down here, I don't think that's what it looks like here on the virtual balcony. So far I'm a little bit disappointed with this thing. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But right now, call me skeptical. It's completely black, not showing anything, except for, of course, the fake railing. I just watched the sunset from up in the solarium, kind of to the side and behind Catalina Island, and I can still see Catalina Island in the glow of the sunlight out the window up in the solarium. That's not what I'm seeing here on my virtual balcony, where it's just completely black. So I don't know. So far I'm pretty skeptical of this thing, and I was actually really looking forward to trying it out. But I think it's a bust at this point. We'll see if it improves tomorrow. Well, that's looking a little bit better this morning. So that's what the virtual balcony looks like. We're sailing south. So since there's no land in sight, I'm guessing that this view is off the starboard side, because when I'm up on deck, I can still see the mountains off to the port side. The virtual balcony. So now it's day 3, and the virtual balcony looks just like it did when we were in Los Angeles a couple of days ago. It's not foggy outside. In fact, the sky's really clear. Here's what it looks like outside. But from this virtual balcony, again, it's just really overwashed. I don't understand why it does that. Move the chair again. I don't know. Consider me underwhelmed. I mean, I guess it's still nicer than just having an interior cabin with absolutely no perspective on what it's like outside. But I don't know. I guess I had higher expectations than this. Good morning. It's the last day of the cruise. I never moved this chair before I start filming. It's the last day of the cruise, and we're back here in San Pedro. The virtual balcony view looks excellent today. That's exactly what it looks like off the side of the ship. The only thing that I can imagine from all of the whitewashed views is that as the sun moves in the afternoon and is shining directly toward the camera, that causes it to be whitewashed, because it looks really good this morning. I think that the virtual balcony could be improved if there were more than one camera angle. That way, if the camera happens to be pointed toward the sun, they could just stream a different vantage. I don't know, maybe that would require more investment than Royal Caribbean would want to make for a system that's used only in the cheap interior cabins. But at the very least, I think that a useful and more budget-friendly option would be to include a small instruction sheet in the cabin along with the remote. It's not that the remote is difficult to use, but it would be nice to know that all of those extra buttons on there don't do anything, instead of just leaving the guests to waste a half an hour trying to figure out if they're doing something wrong. So what do you think? What's your experience with the virtual balcony on Royal Caribbean ships? Was there something that I missed or that I did wrong? Please let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click on the thumbs up so that YouTube will share it with other people as well. And if you enjoy the content on my channel, I would be honored to have you as a subscriber. This is Postcard Dan on board the Quantum of the Seas.